The opinions, beliefs, and viewpoints expressed on today's radio show and their guests do not necessarily reflect the opinions, beliefs, and viewpoints of Easy Way Broadcasting.
Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, the show about all things human from a baby boomer's perspective. All things hot and all things not. News, reviews, interviews, chat, tech, and what's next. And here are your hosts, Reatha Gray from Betty White's Off Their Rockers and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Reatha, coming to you live from Southern California. What do you think about that, Reatha?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I love Southern California.
Do you enjoy waking up here with this weather? And I'll tell you, I don't know if I should feel guilty about not having to share some of that, weather over there in some of these states on the East Coast that have these storms and floods and everything. It's really bad.
Oh, I know. I was born in Los Angeles. I've lived here my entire life. I've never lived anywhere else. I've traveled the world, but I've always lived in Los Angeles. And so I don't know any other thing. I don't understand a white Christmas. I don't understand the leaves turning colors in the fall. I'm a California girl.
If you want to change, what do you drive? From my house, it's about an hour and a half up to Big Bear. And, I can go 8 minutes to the ocean. We got just about everything you need. You want to ski? You can actually go to the ocean and go boogie boarding. And, it wouldn't make sense, but you can get in your car and go up skiing at, when it's snowing January or February. And because you could still go to the beach because it's 80 degrees. It's amazing. So we got
Jim, stop advertising California. They will come. If you build it,
Reed
they
says
will
you
come.
don't want to come out here. Yeah, because of the earthquakes and everything. So anyway, I guess we're going to be moving into our hot topic time, I guess.
Hot topic.
What do we got, Reed? Yeah.
Well, our hot topic.
There we go.
Ripped from the headlines. Today's hot topic.
Well, my hot topic today is basically to break out of breaking news. I have been on news overload, so I have just shut down. The news in the last couple of weeks has just been so negative and so depressing and getting more and more depressing every day. So if you're like I am and it was starting to give you the blues and making you depressed, and it has been for several people, turn it off for a few days. You can listen to us on Monday. Jim will give you the updates of what's lately happening in the news without all the gory details. It has been murder and mayhem and Mueller report, all of which have been like, what is going on? The Mueller report says nothing happened. There's no news here, and we're still hearing about the Mueller report. Murders, unbelievable. Mothers murdering their children, husbands murdering their wives, strangers murdering strangers. It's just been off the chain. So if it's been getting to you like it's been getting to me, just turn it off for a few days. The last 3 or 4 days, I haven't really listened to the news. I've heard some news flashes. And believe me, my peace of mind has been just much, much better. The world will not disintegrate because you're not listening to the news. As a matter of fact, it might even be a happier place for a few days. So that's my hot topic. Turn it off. And Jim, what's your hot topic for today?
Well, I'll tell you, Reese, I kind of agree with you. There's, you really can't hit the stuff all the time, but I do keep informed on some of the stuff so I could share it. They had a 2,800 page review and a thorough investigation, and they said he did a very thorough job. And 500 subpoenas for 2 years. Really investigated this situation with Trump and working with Russia and the elections and tampering and all that. And it basically came up null and void. Trump said it was a witch hunt. And even all these stations that were anti-Trumpers are saying, well, that's basically what happened, is it all came back, just no collusion at all. It was totally, and Trump just puts it in his hands, I told you so. So he came out way up on top of this one, and you know, there's just so much stuff, and yeah, Reatha, it does get a little overwhelming, but they cleared the table on that one, so he's good to go. There's a baby boom situation. Houston woman gives birth. Now check this out, to three sets of twins, baby boomer, in 9 minutes. A Texas woman doing well after giving birth to 6 babies within 9 minutes each in a Houston hospital last week. Thelma Chaka welcomed 2 sets of boys and 1 set of twin girls. 450. I don't know. I think that's a record breaker. Gwyneth Paltrow's daughter, her 14-year-old daughter, look alike. They really look the same. Apple Martin were on a ski trip this weekend, and the two took a selfie that Paltrow shared on Instagram. This apparently did not happen with Apple's blessing. Paltrow captured shot, and her daughter said, Mom, we have discussed this. Apple wrote, you may not post anything without my consent. Mueller just saved Democrats from a major 2020 headache. The special counsel's finding make it costly and ineffective impeachment battle even less like, well, the impeachment's not going to happen because Pelosi even said that it's not going to happen. And, you know, another situation with the, you know, a lot of people say the pit bulls are okay. They make good pets. But report after report, guys, I'm getting a little, I don't know. A Texas mom was bit to death by her 2 pit bulls that she cherished, who are, you know, then the police shot the dogs. But, you know, I don't know. I think I'd think twice about, you know, do a little research. Now, there's, you know, guys, I want to share some of this stuff, you know, about the British Airways. This flight they have, that the airlines that crashed, the 2 airlines, they're losing a lot of hundreds and hundreds of orders on these things. So that's the thing that's been out in the news lately. So, and that's going to affect Boeing. But you know, you don't want to hurt Boeing that much. They're doing investigations at it because it's one of our top companies. And you know, I'm going to jump over on some of the Easy Way. I'm going to put that in the news because it's becoming news. Easy Way magazine number 5 is issues come out this July. Frank Shankowitz from Make-A-Wish Foundation, remember Frank, to cover the creator of Make-A-Wish, and now he's an advisory board member for Easy Way Cares, which will be launching August 30th with a dinner and awards. For more information, go to easyway.awards.com. Get your tickets; they're selling fast, and that's a fact. So, what else we got? We are all right. We have channels on Voice America and Woman on TV, Roku, Amazon, and Fire TV. A lot of stuff, Reeve. And I could switch over, but I don't know I think we're out of time on that one. So
we're out of time. We're ready for our first word from our first sponsor.
And it's commercial time.
Looking to grow and align your brand with celebrities and other established brands? Your brand is all about your entire customer experience. Everything from your logo, your website, your social media experiences, the way you answer the phone, to the way your customers experience your staff. So why not let us help you get your branding right from the start? At Easy Way Promotions, we are a new class of professionals providing first-class online branding, promotion, social media, website development, editing, graphic design, public relations, media, SEO, and online advertising to give your business the competitive edge to stand out. Our highly experienced experts will not only help you increase your online presence, but also provide you with a proven online strategy to help you increase the value of your company and make acquiring new customers easier. So what are you waiting for? Contact us today and let us help you grow your business exponentially.
For more information, contact 424-209-9290 or visit easywaypromotions.com. That's letter E, letter Z. We also encourage you to like our Facebook page at Easy Way Promotions.
Are you tired of doing business the hard way? Is building your business taking too much time and energy? We can help. Introducing your ultimate solution, EasyWay Business Membership. We're a full-service digital marketing solution specializing in branding and marketing, advertising, and introductions to CEOs and influencers that can help your business thrive. Problem solved. Now you can hire our award-winning team to work for your business. We've received many prestigious awards, including the Digital Trailblazer Award by Hollywood Weekly magazine, and we've been recognized by Congress. For just $11 a day, you'll get more exposure, reach more clients by next month, guaranteed. Here's how it works. You pay one low annual fee of $4,000, and you'll receive consulting, branding, marketing, advertising, social media support, product placement, and business introductions to help your business grow exponentially. And if you need more, we offer SEO, commercial, TV exposure, and much more for an additional rate. To recap, for just $11 a day annual membership fee, you'll receive branding, consulting, business-to-business introductions, advertising, and social media support. But don't take our word for it. Here's what our customers say.
We've been working with EasyWay, Eric, for the last 6 months, and literally we are slammed with work for 2 months straight, so his marketing definitely works.
To learn more, visit easywaynetwork.com or contact us at 877-399-2929. And don't forget to follow us on social media. On Facebook at EasyWay Network, Twitter at EasyWay Broadcast, and YouTube at EasyWay TV.
Well, that
yes,
was
indeed, Reatha. Yes, indeed.
a good word.
A lot of cool stuff going on. Reatha, we have a very interesting guest coming on. I say it all the time, but this individual is going through life with the name of Jason Spann, and boy, that's a name his parents would be proud of, because he is just on a track to help individuals succeed, and he's the founder of Xpannsion. He's on the path to becoming a success entrepreneur, and via help from the Easy Way team, and I can tell you, he is driven, and he's just an example. So listen to what he has to say, because a lot of people have this problem, like me, with, what's it called, Reatha, when you want to do stuff but you just don't do it, you keep putting it off. What's the term for that?
Procrastination.
Procrastination. I should get a shirt, Mr. Procrastinator, because I'm looking at this cabinet in my kitchen for over 5 years, and all I need to do is put a little latch on it to keep it shut. So, Jason, you on with us?
Yes, I am. How are you this morning?
It sounds like we got you, Jason. Thanks for coming on. Know you're a busy guy. Let me introduce you to Reatha Gray.
How are you this
morning?
morning?
Good morning, Jason.
This is
Good morning.
I'm doing well.
I'm
glad.
glad.
You're a busy guy, Jason. Thank you for taking the time to come on with us today. So cool.
I was going to say, can you help Jim with his procrastination? I'm sick of hearing about this latch on the cabinet.
That would be the ultimate. Jason, okay, this is in your field. Why do I look at this cabinet this is embarrassing. For years I have to keep pushing it shut and holding it shut, Why don't I go over and take an hour or so and get a latch and put it on there? What is it that creates this procrastination that we have? Because you're in the field of helping others succeed, and in that field, you got to get people out of that mode, right?
Definitely. To talk about what you're describing, I would put it like this. A lot of people, they're more afraid of success than they are of failure, because as human beings, we are driven to accomplish. We are task-oriented. It's our nature. That's how civilization grew. So when it comes to your cabinet, it's kind of comforting to have that rickety cabinet, because once you fix it, you're going to have to move on and find something else to fix.
Okay. That kind of makes sense. So I'm safe knowing all I have in front of me is a cabinet to fix. If I fix it, then I might look up and have a big problem with
it's like the old pair of slippers that you know you should replace. Yeah. Until finally you hurt your foot.
Yeah. So Jason, what Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, what is Xpannsion?
Yeah,
Xpannsion is actually a play off of my last name, Spann, and it speaks to what I like to do with people as far as their business is concerned. I work with Easy Way Promotions, as a matter of fact, in helping people expand their businesses. And that would be promotions or whatever they might need.
Very interesting. And you got a big job cut out for you, because a lot of people want to expand their business. And
oh, definitely. And this is the era of renewed entrepreneurism.
Okay.
There used to be a time. There used to be a time when you would say you were an entrepreneur really meant you were out of work. But in 2019, entrepreneurs are real people with real jobs.
Reatha, they used to say an entrepreneur is the person that will take 90 hours a week so they don't have to work 40. Hey, I'm supposed to get a little laughter thing in there. What's the deal?
But there's something to be said for. It's not necessarily what you have to be about, but there's something to be said for the opportunity being there. If you have a vision and you feel that it would be consumable for the masses, it's nice to know that the opportunity is out there to promote it and see if the people like it. And sometimes that's the hardest thing in business, is figuring out how to let people know where you are, who you are, and what you do.
Huh. That's kind of
exactly, especially if it's your own business. It's not a recognizable brand. Although the recognizable brands are going by the wayside now. I mean, these stores are closing left and right.
Exactly.
Right. Recognizable brands are the opposite of entrepreneurism. The recognizable brands are what put the mom and pop shops out of business, and business is secular. This is a wonderful time. If you have a vision that you're trying to express, Eric Zuley, for instance, can help you pinpoint your vision and let you know where to market it. And it's a wonderful time to be an entrepreneur.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah, Eric, people like you and Eric are definitely driven. So, all right, Jason, I'm going to hit you with this one. People try, and they try, and they try, and they do a lot of stuff, go to a lot of places, try to get out there. What is it that slows them down when they are driven, but they just don't seem to get anywhere? Is it one of them? I think is not hooking up with people like you and Eric, because I've seen the difference you make in people's lives. But what would you say? Could it be something like entrenchment? Maybe subconsciously they don't want to succeed, or what do you think holds them back?
It could be that. It could also be, ego. The scripture says, "Seek wise counsel."
Uh-huh.
A lot of times, we think that we don't need any advice, a consultant, and we don't ask the right questions of the right people. We have to be willing to learn. And I feel that, there's just not a lot of learning going on these days. People are entrenched in their particular points of view, and there's not a lot of listening going on. I think sometimes a lack of listening can hold.
And I remember the term entrenchment. Your comfort zone that you're used to, and it's hard getting out of that because you know that little world you're in. And
absolutely,
I'll tell you can get advice from anybody at any age, and then you get the expert advice from somebody like you. but you could run into a 12-year-old that could tell you something that could, give you advice. So what was it that brought you into this? I mean, you're going to be you're on stage and you're talking to people. It takes a certain type of person that wants to get out there like that, because going through school, I remember a lot of people did not like public speaking. What do you think it was that put you in this avenue?
I've always enjoyed public speaking and performing as well. I'm an R&B artist, and I'm about to release my first single, as a matter of fact. Shameless plug.
Cool.
But I've always enjoyed the opportunity to share knowledge, which is the other side of my love of obtaining knowledge. So I guess it's just a mixture of personality and the love of learning.
Yeah, and it's a good feeling when you share with somebody and you see it's helping them. Oh, absolutely. Performing or speaking?
As of next Tuesday, I'm releasing my first single. It also happens to be my birthday, April 2nd. And it's called and I'm actually going to go ahead and, for your listeners, I'm releasing it today. And I would really, really appreciate the support of anyone who's an R&B enthusiast. And the EP will be coming shortly thereafter. You can download it.
You know a guy named Eric Zuley?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, well, that can help, believe me.
Definitely. And it can be obtained at moovecommerce.com. That's my Shopify store. It's a digital store. And that's another thing that I'm looking to branch into. I'm working with other artists, and I'm going to help independent artists distribute their music in an affordable manner.
Oh, now you're talking.
So you are a performer yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Well, that ties in with the speaking thing. You like being on stage and sharing that. So are you saying that we're gonna get a little clip here today of your talent?
Well, I wasn't prepared for it, but
I don't know.
You would
I got to check with you. I'm doing this from the VA hospital, so I'm kind of tying in with Reatha and the engineer. But we'll see. I don't know if something will be popped on.
My prayers have been with you, Mr. Z.
All right, Jason, where are you going to be performing at? Maybe I can, I'll be out of the hospital by then. Maybe I can catch you and do a little footage.
In a couple of weeks, I'll be out in Lancaster, California.
Lancaster, okay, so that's...
Where will you be? Where will you be performing?
I will be at a spot called St. Augustine's Lounge, and I'm looking to put together a couple of shows out in Orange County as well.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Right. Let us know where we can catch up with you on Facebook or your website.
Yes, I'm on Facebook, and you can also get at me on Instagram at jason.spann.710.
Cool. Well, I'm on it, Jace. I'll try to get out there, and if I don't make that one, I will definitely be seeing you here in Orange County when you get out here. So hit our listeners with a little advice you can give them. Give them one little gem as far as they're reaching their goals.
Well, if I had to pinpoint one thing, I would say be honest with yourself. Really examine and assess whether or not your vision and your goals are not only promotable but obtainable. And if you feel that they are, give it everything that you've got and talk to good people.
That's some good stuff. Well, I'll tell you, I asked you a question, and you came up with a real good answer. Find out, can you be an astronaut? Can you go, does it make sense? Find something that you can attain and really go for it. I like that, Jay. Good job. Well, I know you're a busy guy, and we got to move on with the show, but thank you for coming on, taking the time, and we'll be seeing more of you and on the Easy Way train, and I'm looking forward to seeing your show. If you don't mind, maybe I can film some.
I appreciate the support, Mr. Zuley and Ms. Reatha, and I really, really appreciate you guys having me.
All right,
well,
Jason. Thank
great
you much.
talking to you, and look to hearing from you and hearing your LP.
Now, Reatha, did you get the information? Is there a way?
Tom, and I'm looking for any businesses and/or artists that are interested in really promoting themselves, and I would love to talk to you about it.
And that's Spann, right?
Yes, it is. Spann.
And
anybody who's an R&B lover, please, I would really love it if you'd go to MOOVEcommerce.com and check out my single, Who Knew?
MOOVEcommerce.com.
Yes, it's Move with 2 O's. MOOVE.
Okay, guys, well, let's all check it out and give our opinion about Jason. And I think you've got a pretty good head on your shoulders, and you have some good advice. So thank you again, Jason.
You have no idea how much I've enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, and that'll move us on to our commercial and then on to Carmelita's Corner.
Carmelita's Corner. All right.
Boomer Boost is a comprehensive, all-in-one powerhouse nutritional supplement designed to specifically support your body's vital functions. Boomer Boost is the result of years of research by numerous scientists and formulators, resulting in a comprehensive nutritional powder that contains all of your essential vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and even specialty nutrients in one easy-to-use drink. Boomer Boost replenishes the vital nutrients that are depleted during your body's repair process, including macronutrients, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, as well as micronutrients, vitamins and minerals, coenzymes, and specialty nutrients, allowing your body to make all of the proteins required for optimal health and execute the metabolic pathways that are the essence of human life. Many of these nutrients
You are about to experience Carmelita's Corner. Carmelita's song Rosebud made it to the top 40s with the godfather of soul, James Brown. She's the founder of the Rose Breast Cancer Society. Now here's your host, Carmelita Pittman.
Good morning, everyone. All righty now. I've got a great guest lined up for you today, and I'm sure that you're going to appreciate the time that he's spending with us. He's got quite a bio here. There's not enough time in the day to read it all, but I want to mention that he is an accomplished drummer and percussionist. He's well-versed in all styles of music, with extensive experience playing rock, jazz, blues, funk, Latin, country, classical, pop, and R&B. And he does live performances as well as recording sessions, and he's the head of so many things. He's also been a featured guest in the Drum magazine, and he has played with greats such as Stevie Wonder, Chaka Khan, and many, many more. But I'm not going to take up much more time now. I want you to meet Doug Klug, or Drummer Doug. Good morning, Doug.
I always wanted to say this. Thank you. Good morning, Vietnam. I'd like to thank my statistician, my electrician, my beautician, my mortician. Thank you. Thank you, Howard and Robin. Thank you.
All right. You mentioned mortician, but you're not ready for that yet.
Oh, no. You know, I live by this. Hezekiah and Kings prayed, and God added 18 years of his life, and I'm always preaching that. I live by that, and if there's anybody listening who's having trouble in their life, look it up. True story.
All right. Well, I know you've got plenty of them.
So I'm living to be 100. I'm going to be 110 still playing drums. My mentor was Jim Chapin. Harry Chapin's father was Jim Chapin, a very famous drummer who taught Buddy Rich and Gene Krupa. He was a drummer in the 30s, played with everybody, Sinatra, Billie Holiday, Charlie Parker. He died on 4th of July, the same day that Thomas Jefferson, and what did Adams say 3 hours before Jefferson died? 50 years to the day, Jefferson lives. True story. And that was his favorite day and his favorite two people. I miss him. Every NAMM show. I was just at the NAMM show with Muriel Anderson, does the biggest guitar show in the world, and last year with Stevie Wonder. And next year, I'm hoping to be on stage with Steve Vai, Satriani, and Bay Momstein. So that's what I have to look forward to for next year's NAMM.
Can you tell us about the NAMM show? I know you invited me to it, and my husband and I had planned to go, and then there was a conflict on my schedule. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. It's the National Association of Musician Merchants. I believe it's 119 years, and I would like to hear recordings of when Louis Armstrong went in the early 1900s. It's a show where all the instruments of the world are demonstrated, and they have the famous people demonstrating it. And you'll walk around and see, I've made friends. That's why I got to play with Andre Crouch. I played with him about 5 times, just walking around, talking to Stanley Clark. Stanley stops, and I have an entourage, and everybody can't believe, dude, you know that guy? Oh, my God. And, and I've gotten to play for Lee Oscar. I got to play in front of drummers from Poison, Rat, Vanilla Fudge, Kiss, and all these guys know me, and I'll walk around with my entourage, and everybody can't believe I know these famous people. But it's pretty much from the NAMM show. A lot of the people on my resume, we're doing a song for Keith Richards. True story. They need to change the name. The guy's listening right now. The name of the song, I thought, was No One Can Kill Keith Richards. True story.
My God.
Yeah, and it's a great, and Keith has given us papers signed from England to do the song. So it could be a hit song pretty soon on KROQ, the metal station. And one was added to my list. My buddy who's witnessed me play with Herbie Hancock for Prince back in '94 when I was a member of the China Club. And he said, dude, you don't remember being on stage with John Entwistle? Yeah, so Carmelita, I got to put that on there. That's one you should. Yeah, I don't even remember. I've been with so many famous people on stage, I didn't even remember. Somebody even told me, says, don't you remember you were on stage with Lindsey Buckingham? I said, no, it was just a who's who. And the only ones that I really put on there were people that I can remember. So
well, like
there you go.
I said, your bio reads like a book, so it would take
I still
me a
get
while
people
to get through all
every
this.
day. Every day, kids here in Hollywood say, dude, I want you to hire you as a drummer, but I'm so intimidated. I'm just so intimidated. I don't know if I can play with you. One guy last week, he says, I think you're just going to outplay me in your chops. And I said, no, don't ever say that. If I would have said that, I would have never made it in this business.
Well, you have really climbed to the top of the drum ladder, so to speak. I mean, you've seen it all, done it all pretty much. And what do you look forward to now?
Believe it or not, I'm looking forward to go backwards. Or I'm looking forward, I just got hooked up with my old nightclub. I've had 17 Asian nightclubs. And there's a secret Asian music society playing in front of something. In the old days, it was 500 people. And now I'm performing at my old club again, but it's only for Saturday night, and I really love the Korean music, and now I contract for all their festivals. I was doing the original one, the LA Festival. They do articles about me in the Times. They just did an article about me in Drum Magazine, which is the second article. The original article was from the Modern Drummer article when we were B.B. Kings. I used to play with so many famous matter of fact, I always go to the NAMM show, and I see these Afro-American guys, and I hate to say it about my brothers and sisters, but everybody is very jealous, and they're very pompous, and they think, and believe me, you know, Carmelita, nobody has a resume like me. So they all think that they're badasses, but I tell them I played for Johnny Guitar Watson. I was Johnny Guitar Watson's last Caucasian drummer. Lowell Folsom, Jimmy McCracklin, Johnny Copeland, Albert Collins, J.J. Jones, Joe Houston, Roy Gaines. The list goes on, and that was before the Asians. I was playing for legendary blues people. Then I got into techno, and I love techno. And I always tell people, nobody can kill that stuff like me. I'm 62 years old, and I call myself the oldest, greatest techno drummer in the world. And these Koreans do that. So when I get up in front of the festivals every year, and there's many of them in Los Angeles, and I have to, say a few words, and I always say at the end, Korean music is, and I know this for a fact, I've played for In Soo-ni. Look her up. She's the greatest female singer in the world. Their third string singer is 10 times, no, I'm not going to lie, 3 times better than any one of our American singers today. True story. In the studio, they have the greatest music on the face of the earth, and I'm honored to play it on Saturday night again. I'm really blessed, and so that's what I'm doing now. Besides my sessions, and I teach a lot, and I love the kids, and the children are the future of our world. And if you ask me a great kid's story in a minute, I'll tell you the most beautiful kid's story. I'm probably in the process of writing a book. A man and woman of God came up to me. I play at the Christian churches in the hood. So I love black gospel music, and I play that stuff so well. A man of God, two husband and wife came up to me and said, God spoke to us in prayer. You need to write a book or a movie about your life. But why do that? Because I've been mugged by 20 guys, fought my way out of that. I just got mugged down in the hood. I beat the crap out of a blood. True story. Yep, they can't put me down. And but I'm going to write a book or a movie about children. And a friend of mine is the most powerful. Her son is the most powerful attorney in the world, in Hollywood. Does all the movies. Just did a weekend with Will Smith, Mark Wahlberg, Hugh Jackman, and De Niro. And as soon as I finish the book, in 3 years of the movie, it's going to be a great children's movie, and that's my dream, is to change children's lives, and that's what I'm doing.
Well, that's very commendable, Doug, and I know before we actually met that you were telling me how you are teaching music in the hood. You've got some of the gang members there engaged in something great, and, we share that in common because when I was teaching for LA Unified, those were my babies. And I did manage to even get some of them on stage with James Brown at the Greek Theater. We did a show together with James. It was right after the Columbine shootings, and James wanted me to bring the kids out because he had a rap that he was promoting, killing out schools in, and he gave us T-shirts. We all wore them on stage, and it was just a great experience, And a lot of them had never been out of the hood. It was like going to a foreign country to them,
No, and I think that's why they have me down there. I started thinking, she gave me a card. My principal, I've been there 7 years, she gave me she's never done that. And in the card she wrote, very commendable, and thank you so much for giving our kids here positive feedback. And I really believe that I'm not there at these places to teach music. I'm there to help these kids because that, at the end of the day, that's what it all boils down to. Giving kids self-esteem, number one, because if they don't have that, they're not going to have love. Loving themselves, number two, and then, of course, thirdly, is falling in love with their instrument. So for me, it's not about music. It's really about helping oneself, and that's what it is for me. Here's a real great kid. So I teach a lot of 5-year-olds. I have a 5-year-old class. Little girl drops the pick. Little boy picks it up. 10 blinking, gorgeous little children with their little eyes blinking. And when I get pretty loud, okay, that's it. And everybody stops and listens. And I says, wait a minute. Before you hand her the pick, you have to say, I'll be your hero. And guess what all the kids did?
And they said, I'll be your hero.
Every one of them in unison said, ew. So, of course, I went into my principal's office, and she was very prissy with those kids. Those were my children. Nothing bad could happen. And I went marching into the office, and she says, what happened to my children? What happened? So I told the story, and it was a big laugh by all. And she says, oh, Mr. Klug, they just don't understand the boy-girl thing yet, so that's why they did that.
Oh,
so I have great stories like that, and I need to put it in a movie form. So.
Well, you've got books and movies and God knows what else lined up. How do you keep up with yourself?
I have 3 books. I have 3 books, and they're all filled, and they're date books in each one. I always tell people, get organized, write things down. If there's too much, which there always is, just write things down, and that's what I do. Ask me some questions about some famous people. I actually coached the New York Giants. We can get on another topic. I could actually make a living in Vegas. I'm a genius with sports. And but I only go up there to play or go up there to have fun, 2 or 3 times a year. I was 7 for 7 football games. I kicked myself in the head every morning when I wake up. I could have won $80,000 on the 100-card parlay. And I came back, and all my friends says, "White boy, why didn't you put the money down?" Because I was going to give everybody $1,000 because I knew I was going to win. You know, that's how good I am. But I didn't because there's no way I'm going to win. How am I going to win 7 games in a row? And I did. And so I got to coach the New York Giants in Arizona 3 times. I'm with the New York Mets every year, 5 every year. I'm with the team. I was in the team meeting with the New York Rangers when they went to the Stanley Cup against the Kings, and I hang out with the Knicks at the hotel. So I get to hang out with D'Antoni and all those guys. So ask me some sports questions. I know Magic. If you're listening, Magic, you need to do what I told you. I stalked him in Beverly Hills. One of my clients lived next to Jay Leno. I saw him jogging. He's sweating all over me. I'm thinking, oh, boy, that's not good. And so he looks down at me. He says, "What are you doing?" I says, "Well, I'm a drummer." He says, "No, what are you doing with your life?" And I thought, what a guy. I want to be like this guy. A guy who, he meets the typical normal person. He shouldn't care about that. What should he take an interest in me for? He says, "I'm going to come and see you play." I said, "No, you won't." And now he's like 6'8", right? And I'm looking straight up at him. I says, "You're not going to see me play." He says, "I sure will." So 3 days later, "Mr. Klug, this is the Magic Johnson office. Please call us." I erased the message.
What?
Yep, I erased the message. But now, as of 4 years ago, I started sending him faxes, and his secretary told him about me again. And I want him to invest in music schools in South Central. We need them so desperately. I was with the #1 music program for the city of L.A., Ed, and they laid me off because they would rather finance East L.A. than South Central. True story. I worked there for almost 5 years. I was the highest paid music instructor. And no more. Why? Because the city they won't finance. They'll only finance certain things. And that's the unfortunate thing about the money thing. And so I got laid off, but, I have a lot more schools. But that's what Magic needs to do. He needs to take some of that money and help kids. Because if we have a place where children can go learn music soothes the savage beast. And I think
it does.
Places
Listen. Let me, on that note, share a story about how music soothes the savage beast. Many people may remember Rhonda Fleming, the beautiful redhead. She's now quite up in years, and she was having a Bible study group, not Bible study per se, because actually it was more a prayer group. That's really what it was. But I used to go, and it was a beautiful place that she lives in Century City, and there was this couple from Tennessee that used to come in and share their music. One played the piano, and the other one, had another instrument, and they both sang beautifully together. And he told a story, I can't think of their names now, about this farmer with his neighbor that had this really, what I would say, not ornery, but ornery bull that was on the property, and he gave him so much of a time that the farmer wanted to get rid of it, and he noticed that his neighbor was having a good time with his animals, but the neighbor would sing to them. And so the neighbor that had the troublesome animal, not knowing, the beauty of music, sold it to his neighbor, and he played music and sang to that animal, which calmed down and was behaving so beautifully that the original farmer wanted him back. So when he went back, the animal went right back to being ornery again, And I thought about that, and I have a place in L.A. where at that time there were some gang members, and they were there in the middle of the street playing their boom boxes so loud and disturbing everybody. I was there on the top of the stairs where I could look down. I needed to try to get a hold of the post person. It was a post lady, actually, that day. And so I remembered that story, and I started singing Amazing Grace, and as loud of a voice as I could. And believe it or not, the gang members scooted out of there. They took their boom boxes one by one.
Oh, that's hilarious.
There was nobody there but me. And then when the post lady got closer, I said, did you hear me singing? And she said, yes, I heard you halfway down the block. You know, so I didn't realize how loud I was.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Let me just tell you that the darker forces could not compete with the higher forces. So
that's right.
That's the moral of that story. But it was because I remembered from that prayer meeting at Ronna Fleming's about the story about the ornery bull. So there is so much power in music. There really is.
Well, that's amazing. We used to sing that song at church. I haven't heard it in a while. Let God arise, his enemies be scattered.
That's right. And by the way, they just did a special on Elvis, and I love the way he sang gospel music. He was just amazing. But listen, you know what? I hate to tell you, but we've got to get back on our horses now and ride off into the sunset because I'm keeping one eye on the clock here. And it's our time, Doug. Thank you so much for being my guest on Carmelita's Corner.
Thank you so much for having me on. It was awesome.
On Easy Way Broadcast Network with our hosts Jim Zuley and Reatha Gray. Hope you had a good time. You were a great guest. You had a mouthful to say, that's for sure. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
God bless everyone. Bye-bye.
Well, I'll tell you, Reatha, Carmelita does have some interesting guests on. And a lot of history with that gentleman. So, Reatha, we're moving right along here, and I think we're looking. What are we looking at here? Looking at a little report from
smartphone, cell phone, PC, Mac, tablet, iPad. That's right. It's tech time.
Well, I don't know about you, but my cell phone bills, my electronic bills in general, between cable and cell phone and tablets and internet, and it's just the money that we pay for our consumer goods right now is just unbelievable. And there's all kinds of stuff that is out to actually help seniors pay less for their electronic devices. So I'm not doing a commercial for them. I'm just giving you some information, things you might check into. One is consumer cellular. I'm sure you've seen the commercials on the TV. The gray-haired, handsome gentleman is a friend of mine that does do the commercials for consumer cellular. And when you get your AARP literature or other literature that has consumer cellular ads, he's the face that you see on the brand. And I got to tell you, he actually does use and recommend consumer cellular. They do have good prices for seniors. They have AARP discounts. They have preference rewards. They have no overages fees. They have usage alerts. They have all the stuff that all the regular companies have, but it's at a lower price. So if you think your bill has gotten out of hand, and I know so many seniors that hardly use their cell phone, and you can still have the bells and whistles, from what I understand, I can see consumer cellular, but at a lower price. And they have good customer service. That's one thing that's really important to us because we don't know how to use these phones. So they have low rates and great customer service. So you can go online and go to Consumer Cellular, look it up. Maybe it might be a cell phone that might save you some money. Also, they have a thing called GrandPad, which is a iPad or whatever kind of pad you've been using. But this is dumbed down. Yeah, sometimes we need it dumbed down for grandparents. So they're big pictures. It's easy to operate. It's a controlled environment, so you don't have to worry about all kinds of viruses or people stealing your information. You can use it so you can see the people that you're talking to. So it's great for keeping up with the grandkids and with the kids. And, everybody's moved away nowadays. So you might want to go on GrandPad Consumer Cellular and check that out and see if that's something that's also at a lower rate than a lot of the other pads that you might want to use. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is California phones. And if you've seen the California phones commercials and you see the little old lady knitting and she answers the phone, that's me. Yeah, I do the commercial, but that's not why I'm doing this, because they have assistive devices for seniors. They have the phones with the huge numbers on them and huge little icons so you know what you're pushing. Huge phones, just because sometimes we can't see those numbers on those phones. They also have assistive devices for your cell phone that give you larger pads, easier listening, and they're all free. Everything from California Phones is free. Applying is easy. You fill out an application online. You can either print it out or you can deliver it or you can email it to your doctor. And they just have to sign it saying that you're in need of these services. And you submit your application by mail, email, fax, or you can even show up in person. And you can get some of these assistive devices. Now, to be eligible, you just have to live in California. You already have to have a telephone service of some sort, whether it's your cell service or your telephone service. They don't provide the service, and your doctor just has to approve for you to get these assistive devices. So you can go online and look at californiaphones.org, find out what assistive devices that they have available that might help you out, whether if it's for hearing or for seeing. And you can just get the information to apply right there online. So, again, sometimes as we get older, we can't see those numbers, we can't hear as well, or we can't afford those high cell phone bills. So check out California Phones and Consumer Cellular and see if that can do you some good. And that's my tech time for today. Let's move right along to Gems from Jim.
Okay, baby boomers, it's time for Gems from Jim.
Guys, I'm going to switch my programming here a little bit because I just had my two top doctors walk in, two famous doctors, Dr. Eisenbeck, say hi.
Hi, hello there.
And Dr. Sante.
Hi there, how are you doing?
These are some of the two most important doctors around for hematology. They're very gifted and very talented. Now, how long have you been in the business?
I'm in fellowship, so I've been here about a year and a half.
Fellowship, year and a half. And you have been around?
More than 15 years.
15 years, okay. He's the guy you'd go to, right?
He's the expert.
Okay, he's the expert, all right. And you've been with the VA for how long?
1 year.
1 year?
Well, I've been doing my fellowship year here about a year and a half.
About a year and a half, okay. And you like this field?
I love it. This is going to be my specialty.
Your specialty. And you've been in hematology for quite a while.
Yes, been since 2003. So
2003?
Yes.
And you plan on staying in it, or?
Yeah, I'm planning to stay.
Now, this is a baby boomer show. We've had a lot of famous people, the Pointer Sisters, a lot. So, you're a young baby boomer.
I'm a young baby.
You're young, and you're far away.
I'm a millennial.
Millennial, okay. I just read the stats about their retirement and everything else. We're doing terrible. But, no, so what are we looking at retirement for you? You plan on just staying with this for a long time?
My wife says 10 years.
10 years. And your retirement is not even in the forefront. Well, I want to thank you, too, because you guys are very busy, and you have a lot of stops to make, but thank you for dropping in. How am I as a patient? Fantastic. Positive? We try to keep it positive.
Keep it positive.
Okay, thank you, guys.
It's nice to see you.
I'm just missing my two top doctors here. Okay, so that was, these are two of the people that keep us going. And my report was going to be on, I was going to touch base on basically where boomers are moving to and, you know, what they make. I'm just, let me see how much time I got here. I'll just go through this real quick. All right, a couple of the cities that baby boomers are retiring to is Portland, Boston, Massachusetts, Atlanta, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Burlington, Vermont, Michigan, Traverse City, Michigan, Austin, Texas. Now, with some of these places, they're going there. There's some affordability, but you also have to deal with the weather issues. There's a lot of heavy weather. There's, you got your freezing times, your heavy snow and everything. The most desirable location that we found for weather, and Reatha's not going to like this, so I'm not going to mention LA, because if you go there, you'll see this lady walking around with a sign, "Go home." That's Reatha. But no, everybody loves her. But it's basically Southern California, the Orange County, South Orange County area, because you have 78 degrees year-round. It's close to the ocean. It's close to about an hour and a half from the mountains, so you can actually go skiing in the same day, skiing on the water or whatever. And so I'm just going to shoot through this real quick. The net worth, by your 60s, your net worth should be 6 times your salary. The median net worth is $187,300. Stats show if you want to live on $70,000 a year, you will need to save $1.7 million by the time you retire. Now, that's not the norm, believe me. The average married couple enters retirement will have roughly $192,000 in home equity. According to the stats, 40% of baby boomers are not starting in any savings capacity at all. So, that's what we talk about. You have to take some time and save some money, and it's easy to do. You can just throw change in a jar and wind up with $300 to $500. It's amazing. So I'm going to wrap this up. 5 personal health tips from personalhealthnews.ca. Income. All right, 5 tips for happy retirement. Income, or increase your financial stability, develop new friendships, stay healthy and active, stay connected, do what you love, hobbies, whatever it is. And my additional one is keep your faith strong, guys. I think that's a wrap for me. Reatha, what do you think? It's time to move along. And, well, another Radio Boomers Live show coming soon.
I just want to say, Jim, you're one of the strongest guys I know. Who else goes to work from the hospital bed? Jim Zuley. Who interviews his doctors right there in the hospital? Jim Zuley.
They walk in this room with this look on their face. How's this guy doing? I've got so much chemo here. I got 24 hours a day for 7 days. And they're like, are you sure that he's getting all that chemo? I did 25 laps last night at midnight, pulling my little tree with me, with all the chemo out. And I just went up and down the corridors, round and round, up and down. Now, I'm not saying that this is all easy breezy. No, I'm just trying to keep a positive attitude. It's a tough road to hoe sometimes. I mean, you got to keep up your eating. You got to keep moving, but then again, you got to watch the moving because you got to watch other heart. The first time I went through this, I was told not to move and walk because the blood pressure and all that can fluctuate. Got to talk to your doctor as far. I'm just trying to keep a positive attitude with all this stuff, and I think it helps. The psychological part, and that's where it's at, Reatha. The way in which you think determines the outcome. But
well,
you have to have.
You're my hero.
Well, it's like you were saying, you have your medications, and sometimes your medications may make you feel like, these medications I don't like. But then if you don't take them, you're back to your original problem. So you got to balance it all out. Because, boy, I'll tell you, I'm thinking of telling them, forget all the pills, just put them in a cereal bowl, and I'll just mix them with some sugar and some Cheerios. Put some
well,
chocolate
you're
on
definitely
top.
in our prayers, Jim. It's great to hear that you're sounding so cheerful and you're doing so well, and your doctors sound like you're actually obeying and being good. So we're going to keep you in our prayers. We're going to be back next Monday morning at 10 a.m. here on the Easy Way Broadcasting Network. Make sure that you tune in. Jim, have a good week in spite of it all. And keep those doctors laughing.
Sounds good, guys. So thanks for tuning in with Reatha and I. Radio Boomers Live every Monday morning, 10 to 11. Keep moving, keep the faith. Radio Boomers Live, out. Till next week.
Looking to grow and align your brand with celebrities and other established brands? Your brand is all about your entire customer experience. Everything from your logo, your website, your social media experiences, the way you answer the phone, to the way your customers experience your staff. So why not let us help you get your branding right from the start? At Easy Way Promotions, we are a new class of professionals providing first-class online branding, promotion, social media, website development, editing, graphic design, public relations, media, SEO, and online advertising to give your business the competitive edge to stand out. Our highly experienced experts will not only help you increase your online presence, but also provide you with a proven online strategy to help you increase the value of your company and make acquiring new customers easier. So what are you waiting for? Contact us today and let us help you grow your business exponentially.
For more information, contact 424-209-9290 or visit easywaypromotions.com. That's letter E, letter Z. We also encourage you to like our Facebook page at Easy Way Promotions.
Thank you for listening to Radio Boomers Live with your hosts, Reatha Gray, Star Betty White's Off Their Rockers, and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Radio Boomers Live. Radio Boomers Live is brought to you by the Easy Way Broadcasting Network. That's the letter E, the letter Z, Broadcasting Network.